did not see you there. My name is Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. I was one of the many great inventors of the thermometer. Today I'm going to be talking to you further about thermometers. Thermometer is one of the great ometers, along with barometers, hydrometers, speedometers, and many more. So, the other day actually, I was just thinking about what would I do without a thermometer? Marcus, you know what the temperature is? No, me neither. Has the temperature even been invented yet? Oh, sorry. I did not see you there. God, imagine living without thermometers. Couldn't be me. But luckily, the Greeks did not live without thermometers for long. It was only in the 3rd century BC that a Greek, of which name my old mind cannot remember, came up with a thermometer. If you can even call it that.
I've had an idea. What if we found a way to sort of find out what the temperature is? What do you think? Well, if we look at, oh, hang on a second. Where did that come from? Well, we look at this diagram. Here we have a container of gas, as it says there. And then, using the rule of thermal expansion, the air will flow through this tubey straw kind of thing and bubble the water. And that's how we know if it's hot. And if it's cold, the water will go up the tube because the air in here would be contracting. I'm the next Einstein, I am. Einstein doesn't exist yet. Thanks, Marcus.
Oh, sorry, I did not see you there. Well, like I was saying earlier, the thermometer did not stop evolving there. It went through many phases to become the thermometer we know today. One of the first stages after this thermometer-like thing that the Greeks invented was bows. Bows were once again invented by another Greek man whose name slips my mind. But in principle, he set out about 4 bows. In those 4 bows, he had, the first one was neutralized, or the one in the middle I should say, was neutralized with freezing water and boiling water. This was the neutral. Then from there we worked it out. So we had here more ice, more ice, more ice. Here we had more boiling water, more boiling water, more boiling water. After the bows, we had Galileo Galilei. Galileo Galilei was a famous Italian, I believe, astronomer. He invented a more modern thermometer, but still using the old Greek law of thermal expansion. He filled a glass tube with water, and using the law of thermal expansion, he made sure that the air would expand in heat, causing the water to fall, and making sure that the air would contract in the cold, making the water rise. The next stage, it was of course me. Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Well, you can say it this way, I definitely pursue the family name. I invented the modern thermometer. I used mercury, which has a higher boiling point than water and alcohol. Mercury is a very toxic substance, so you must be careful when you're using it, hence the fact that now we do no longer use mercury. Anyway, in 1714, I made this thermometer. Very similar to the one we use today, but with some fine adjustments. 10 years after that, so in 1724, I added the first temperature scale. With this, they knew how hot it really was. I have modernized the future. I almost forgot. I also expanded on old, Galileo Galilei's idea. I melted the tip of the thermometer, which solved a little air pressure problem which caused many of Galileo's, what are they called again? My memory is not what it used to be, thermometers. And with that, I saved a lot of shattered glass. Oh, let's find out about some other thermometers.
Hello everybody, I'm the Scottish scientist. My name is Mr. Lukewarm, but it is Mr. Warm to you. I am today going to be talking to you about thermometers, the only thing I've ever studied in my 30 years of science. So, the first thermometer is the traditional thermometer. This contains mercury, which, here's a fun fact, is toxic, incredibly toxic, and is one of the only metals that is liquid at room temperature. Mercury expands when it's heated, and this is because the particles gain kinetic energy. Because of this, it increases the volume, which causes it to rise up the tube. Now, it will not drop down the tube. This is because gravity is not strong enough to pull it down once it's lost its kinetic energy. So, the ways to get the mercury back down the tube so that you have better readings is so you can either shake it, and that way you are assisting gravity, or you can... Yes, actually I think shake it is the only way that my old sciencey brain can think of. Next we have the fridge thermometer. The dial of this thermometer is attached to a bimetallic strip in the shape of a coil. A bimetallic strip is made up of two metals with different expansion rates when heated. As the temperature increases, the strip expands and turns the dial, allowing us to read the temperature. Next, we have the electric thermometer. An advantage of the electric thermometer is that, unlike the other two types of thermometers we've looked at, it gives an immediate reading. The thermometer uses principles of electricity to calculate the temperature. When the temperature is hotter, the particles in the thermometer vibrate more, and so the resistance of the thermometer is higher. This means that it is harder for the electricity to flow. 37.2. I better get into bed. Here's one for you GCSEs guys. The equation for resistance, which is the Ohm's law, is voltage divided by current. So the thermometer, like I was saying earlier, puts a voltage across the bit you stick in your ear or armpits, like a second ago, and measures how much current can flow through. This is the resistance, not the resistance, often mixed up. Then it can give your temperature immediately. It's temptastic. To measure even hotter temperatures, you may even need a thermocouple, which also uses electricity, or a pyrometer, which uses electromagnetic radiation. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, sorry, I did not see you there. Thank you, Professor Lukewarm. That would be it for me tonight. But remember your temperature scales. There is Celsius, Kelvin, and of course me, Fahrenheit. Good night.